Mitch again from the Upland Path channel. I really enjoy you guys watching these videos. My last video I just did a year one, kind of bare essentials video of what gear you need in order to get out to the field and chase some birds with your dog. We'll quick cover that. Again, nothing special. Biggest thing, boots, a gun, if you have a dog, some dog gear, and then some articles of clothing that are orange for, depending on your state, for me, Mitch, Minnesota, I should say. So what I want to cover is year two. Now, kind of what defines year two is know your preferences. After you get through that first year of hunting, there's definitely going to be things that you want to tweak about your gear, kind of things you want to adjust, better things that you find out there or when you get out there. For me, the biggest thing was weight. When you're running out there, you're doing a lot of miles, especially chasing a German short hair. I'm usually doing 20 to 30 miles in a weekend. Weight can be a big thing. Also, I realized that my feet get really, really hot. So I didn't need an insulated boot. I just wear a good pair of socks and I can last in 20 to 0 degree weather, no problem. So I did want to go through kind of the transition that I made from year one to year two, and that's what we're going to cover in this video. So the things that I'll get rid of are, for the most part, the gear. Now, it's always good to have backup gear. I usually keep a backpack in my truck of extra gear, usually from the previous season that I'm not wearing, but if I want to go out for a quick day trip or an evening hunt, I have it readily available such that I can just quickly grab it, or if things get wet. I also always keep boots. I usually have 3 pairs of boots with me. These are back from high school, but they still work for me. Seal them up, treat them, take care of your boots, and they'll take care of you. So I still have them. I keep them all around me. Never get rid of your gear. You're making upgrades is kind of the best way to say it. Things that didn't change. I still wear this hat. I still use the collar and the dog vest. So we'll leave that there. Now, upgrades that I did make. First thing, boots. I made an update to the Danner Sharptails. These are a great boot, 8 inches, waterproof. These are actually brand new ones for this year, so they look clean. My other ones are kind of used in general. They usually last me about 2 years, just based on kind of the type of terrain that I'm going through, as well as the cover. For me, it tended to split right around the seam. Not a big deal. I was able to get actually to a boot maker, and they were able to fix it for me. But those are my backup pair, so these were new ones for the season. As you get into a season, if you get a new boot, the biggest thing is to break it in, like any shoe or any boot, whatever it may be, making sure you're breaking in your boots, because it's never fun to do 20, 30 miles and then get blisters in your feet because they're not broken in. So I really enjoy these Danner Sharptails. They work well for me and my foot style, but there's a lot of brands out there, whether it's Danners, Crispies, etc. But for me, these really worked well. So that's the gear the boot I'm wearing day to day. The next is vest. So I had the cloth, the generic one. I did upgrade it to Orvis waxed vest. So I did a video on this earlier about kind of what's in my vest. This vest system seems to work very well for me. It's very lightweight. It meets all my needs. I'm only going out maybe an hour or 2 hours from the truck, so I don't have to carry a whole lot of gear. I'm not a all-day hunter. I don't need to have fire stars and everything where I'm going to be trapped in the wilderness. I'm hunting on the prairies in Minnesota. I can usually see the truck where I'm hunting. So works well for me, carries all the water I need, carries my shells, carries my gear, and then it also has a backpack for any additional things such as a dog med kit, which if you we went over my other video, extra leashes. If you need to carry extra water, you can carry there. It does do very well for carrying 2 pheasants, no problem. I will say it's hard to carry 3. You have to get kind of creative with that, but it can work. I've done it before. I did it last season, and then the adjustability of this vest works very, very well. So this was my upgrade from year 1 to year 2. I really enjoyed this vest. I would highly recommend it. I'm going to continue wearing this vest just because it works for me. It's lightweight and I stay cool with it. So I really enjoyed this. Now, the next is in the gear front, and you'll usually hear about gear hunters. They're always looking for the latest and greatest. For me, what works well, I found is I have a pair of pike pants. So they're lightweight. Again, I tend to get very hot while I'm hunting, and that's in Minnesota falls and winters. Even when it's 20 degrees, I'm still wearing these lightweight pants. These are meant for early season, but they seem to stand up really nicely to the cover. They are pretty water resistant, I will say. So I've really enjoyed these, and that's kind of the pant that I'm tending to wear day in and day out while I'm hunting. The next would be, I did kind of an Orvis gear haul, so you'll kind of see that's common throughout my thing, but I have the LT Pro vest as well as an Orvis Tough Shell. I will say this stuff is, most of the Tough Shell is very, very expensive. I think the jacket alone is usually around 250 to 300 bucks, but it's worth it. The reason it's completely waterproof, it has a ton of zippers here in case you're gonna get warm. They do make a bunch of waterproof vests and everything that's out there, or jackets that are out there for if you're hunting grouse in the woods, etc. That work great, but they're gonna be kind of like garbage bags is how I've read it, so you're kind of sweating inside. The capabilities of this jacket is very, very nice. It's hands above whatever else I've tried. Zippers and everything is great, has pouches, and integrated with the Orvis vest is something that I found was a big deal for me. It's easier to shed layers than to change your vest and change everything out. So going from the strap vest to kind of what I would call it instead of like a actual hunting vest, that extra fabric kind of just adds a layer of warmth or clothing for you. So going from the strap vest can quickly allow me to kind of shed layers, throw it into that bag, and not get too hot while I'm hunting. Now, usually I'm only wearing this jacket late season if it's winter, where I need kind of that extra wind barrier. Otherwise, it's pretty rare that I'm using this early to mid-season, just depending on the weather. But that's my style. So again, very expensive, but it is kind of worth the money in that scenario. And then last is kind of my standard is just the Orvis quarter zip Upland edition. Nothing crazy special about this. It serves as meant to be a mid layer for early season, but I tend to find myself wearing this throughout the season, throughout with whether it's a base layer that's meant for warm weather, or for cold weather, I should say, if you need to stay extra warm, or whether it's just a simple t-shirt. This allows me to kind of hunt all day without having to wear a t-shirt to get scrapes and scratches from cattails or thistle that you may be running into. So paired with the pike pants, that's kind of my go-to gear, and then I can kind of hunt no problem, whether it's sunny, cloudy, rainy, sprinkling, etc. So again, year 2 is really just know your preferences. Transitioning from year 1 to year 2, kind of making changes, things here and there of what you noticed from your first year, things you didn't like, things you want to improve on. There's a ton of gear out there. For me, this is what worked, both Pike and then Orvis, but whatever works for you is going to be the best thing. Also look for those deals out there. Usually between, I will say, June and August is when companies are trying to get rid of their old last year's gear. That's usually when I start to pick up items. For example, the Orvis quarter zip, I ended up getting for around 50 bucks this year, or last year, because they were running a sale on it. So look out for those deals. You'll be able to save quite a bit of money. And that's kind of my recommendation. Now, like I said, year 2, you kind of start to know your preferences, figure out what works for you, and then start to trend your gear toward that style. So for me, this is what works for me. I hope this is helpful for you if you're starting to get into that year 2 of hunting and unsure of what works for you, or things you should be considering as you're getting more active into the community of upland hunting. So hopefully this video was helpful for you all. I really enjoy making these things. Please, if you have any questions, comments, reach out to me at the Upland Path channel, and I'll be able to answer them. Otherwise, enjoy your upcoming journey, your upcoming hunting season, and please continue to follow the Upland Path. Otherwise, best of luck this season.